What would occur over the years? My father would highlight what should always stay the same, which is to focus on family as your foundation. In a world seeking to invent newer products and better things, it's important to recognize those who are simply committed to producing better people. Salute to my hero that showed me that more action comes with less words, and for highlighting the most powerful creator of change in this world, the foundation of it all that produces people of character, the family. Salute, Pop Duke.
Great message from our friend Marcellus Wiley. All right, guys, we are breaking out a fun new segment. We're calling it Sliding Scale. I say words, you pick a number. It's pretty self-explanatory. We got to start with quarterbacks who might be on the move. Brandon, here we go, buddy. Scale of 1 to 10. How confident are you that your guy Russ will be a Seahawk next season?
Yeah, I started this week at a 7.5, and after his interview with Dan Patrick, I'm at a 5 right now. We've never seen Russ show the businessman. We've seen him the father, we've seen him the husband, but not the businessman. And he answered. He said, I'm frustrated. Man, I remember a time, Nick, and I'll be quick here. I remember a time it was week 3, week 4. We're flying in from a game. It's like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. Everybody's going home. Russ and I were like, let's get a jump start on the week. Let's go hit the tubs, hot tub, cold tub, contrast. So I'm sitting there. I'm old. I'm done. I knew this was my last year. I said, Russ, my body hurts. There's no cameras. There's nobody around. He said, Brandon, what are you doing? He said self-talk. Everything's positive. That is who Russell is. So for you to see him on a national show talk about, being frustrated and leaning into something that could potentially come off negative, that's a big deal.
So Brandon's obviously right about all the analysis there. I still think the number is a 9 because I don't think the Seahawks are insane. It would be categorically insane to let this get worse than it is. I told Wilds this before the show. I think we've all seen the GIF on the internet of the guy. He's wearing like a chef's outfit in his kitchen with a pot of boiling grease that's boiling over, and he's debating whether or not he's going to drop the chicken in. And he ends up dropping the chicken in and the whole kitchen explodes. Right now, the Seahawks are the pot of boiling grease. And they have the choice. Are we dropping the chicken in, or are we very carefully turning the burner off? Turn the burner off, Seattle, and everything will be fine. Yeah, little charred curtains, that's it. Give Russ whatever he needs. He wants to make a draft pick? Fine. He wants to pick a free agent? Fine. He wants Sierra to be the head scout. You know what? See if it works in her schedule. Whatever it takes to keep Russ happy, make it so do it. So it's a 9, Wilds. I think they'll do that.
See, I'm going lower. I'm going with a 6. The fact that Seattle is getting so many calls is just really weird. Like, we know Mahomes is not getting any calls. We don't think Brady's getting any calls. I don't think Washington is fielding calls for Chase Young. I don't think Seattle's fielding calls for Joe Burrow. So the fact that there's multiple reports that they're getting multiple calls from multiple teams and Russ is out there on an interview tour, we could easily just clam up and not say anything. Makes me think that it smells like a 6. Smells like a 6.5, but I brought it down. It's feeling very like a 6 to me, like very Drake-ish.
I like it. We're all over the scale on that one. Let's see how we do with this. All right, Deshaun Watson. The QB wants out of Houston, but Houston doesn't want out of their QB. Brandon, scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you Deshaun Watson will be a Texan next season?
This is a 1, Jenna. The man told us what he wanted. He said, I don't want to be here. Trade me. He said that. We know that. So move on. Stop trying to hold this guy. Like, there's this word that get thrown around with our executives. Nick used it earlier on in the show, the precedent. This is the precedent. If we set the precedent, if we let you go, the guys that follow is going to ask for the same thing. Well, Stafford he asked for his ticket out. He got out. Aaron Rodgers, if he wants to get out, he can get out. Let Deshaun Watson go. This makes sense. There's a changing of guard now. No longer are players saying, you know what, I'm going to put all my faith and hope into the organization, this general manager and this owner that's going to dictate what my career is going to look like, what my legacy is going to be. Now guys are teaming up saying, you know what, let's do what the basketball guys are doing. Let's go find the perfect situation. Deshaun told us exactly what he wants. He wants out. Let the man out.
So I think it's a 3 because, A, I never put it past the Texans organization to act totally illogically. B, I think that they are currently like almost acting spiteful. When you see they fired the equipment manager who happened to be one of Deshaun's favorite people, it's almost like they keep upping the ante. And C, I'll go to the other team in Houston. James Harden is not currently on the Rockets, but he did start the season on the Rockets, and it took that press conference to finally break the dam. So I wonder if come week 1, they're going to dare Deshaun not to show up. And if he doesn't show up, then they start doing the real trade conversations. So I'm going to say there is a chance, Wilds, that he starts the season with the Texans, even if he shouldn't.
Yeah, I think it's interesting if James Harden's situation has informed the thinking for the Texans. Because, look, the Rockets aren't terrible, and Harden's happy, and, you know, I think Nick Caserio, I think Raphael Stone feels like, all right, I probably made the right move and I traded a superstar. I put it at a 0 because I think there's a strong chance that that he sits out if he doesn't move. But the best move is the Tom Brady factor. You got a great coach. You go to Florida, where there's also no state tax like there was in Texas. I did 0 because he might sit out. I went 0. No, I'm not doing the Jets. No more Jets Photoshops. The graphics team refuses to make them for you, Brandon.
They ran out of green.
Floor apart.
Hey, got to talk some OBJ. You guys, this tweet was the latest from Odell. Odell said, I'm just being patient for my turn. Although I honestly feel like we hear this every year going into every season from Odell. Brandon, scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you that Odell will be a Brown next season?
That is true, and something got to give. Do you follow this guy on Instagram? Do you see how he's working out right now? This dude is working out like a madman.
Yes.
He is so locked in. He is so focused. And Jenna, he is not going back to Cleveland to catch 70 balls.
No shot.
All this work that he's putting in right now is not to go back to catch 70 balls and get 3 or 4 targets a game. So this is at a 3. Nick, I think this dude is going to be out of here soon.
So I also had it at a 3 Sunday afternoon, but it's now a 4 because I think one of his potential landing spots, sadly for me, has been removed from the chessboard, and that's the Chiefs. Ooh. I think if the Chiefs had won the Super Bowl, they would have just tripled down on what they've done. Speed, talent, outscore you. And I think they would have offered the 32nd pick, their first-round pick, for Odell. But because the Chiefs lost the way they did, I don't think they can justify using any resources on anything other than offensive linemen and getting stronger and tougher. So with the Chiefs off the board, the odds of him staying in Cleveland go up just a tick. So I call it a 4, Wilds.
Okay, I went with a 7, but it's a strategic 7 because the stuff that I wish for rarely happens. So if I put it really low, this wouldn't happen. Look for Bill Belichick, who's got a ton of cap space in the 15th pick, and Josh McDaniels, who had to run the ball all year. This is going to be like when you start to diet before Thanksgiving. And then you know what? You get to Thanksgiving and you eat the entire table. That was our run game all this year. Like, you guess what? Next year, it's Thanksgiving morning. We're going to start with the pies right away. Boom, 50-yard bomb right to Odell. Start the season fresh.
From who?
Yeah. I don't quite know who's throwing the ball yet. I'm not sure who's throwing.
Edelman, Hall of Famer Julian Edelman.
The javelin? You're running out of options. Brooklyn Nets, my friends. The Nets have lost 3 in a row. Wait till you hear why Kyrie says things have been so rough for them lately. It is a litany of things. But first, I will be simple here. Gronk wins Super Bowl. Gronk goes to Disney World. Spike, Gronk, spike.
Mickey and Minnie, are you guys ready to learn how to crossfight? Take the football, grasp it with your palm, run squint. Right off the belly of the football. Like this. Yeah! Good job, Mickey. Minnie, what do you think? Yeah.
Russ happy, make it, so do it. So it's a 9, Wilds. I think they'll do that.
See, I'm going lower. I'm going with a 6.